Hey, good afternoon, it's Rich Hart, and welcome back to another video session that we're going to be talking about generating more business by using testimonials. And I believe testimonials is an extremely important part of how we're going to market to really get the skills, knowledge, tools, the expertise out to our perhaps new prospects. All right. Today, I have a special guest with us. It's Doug Lehman. Doug is a video marketing consultant. All right, and talking and building a lot of relationships with testimonials and utilizing video in testimonial work. Doug, welcome.
Well, thank you, Rich. Thanks for having me. Look forward to talking about testimonials and a whole lot more.
Let's do it. All right.
All right.
Within testimonials, Doug, a lot of what we see today, okay, testimonials play a very important part, but a lot of individuals are not utilizing them, all right, to the greatest advantage that they could be to generate or prospecting for business. Tell us, what's this whole idea about the testimonial?
Well, a testimonial, first of all, speaks for your business, speaks for your products or services. Let's face it, when you go to make a purchase or look at a real estate investment, you're looking at references, you're looking at referrals, but you're also looking at those case studies and testimonials, because the person that can tell your story better than you can, your customers.
You know, each one of our professionals out here, they've went through a very stringent process themselves of getting their licensing and then going through the entire process of building a marketing plan or developing resources and client base and then I mean, there's so much that goes into being a real estate professional. Okay?
You got to vet them. You got to vet, right.
And all that experience and skills and knowledge that you bring into the network, already, has to be shared, all right, with others, so they know exactly that they're getting or actually working with the right person on the job. All right, and on testimonials, we see testimonials coming in several different ways. All right? The old way of doing things are written testimonials, okay, but you know where written testimonials go. That's just more of a point of self. It's, tell me what to write, I'll write it down. Okay? Right. And you sign it, and it'll be all good. Okay?
And they may not even written it. It might be done by a team of editors or ghostwriters.
Just never know. But now, what you're doing is working, and what we do down here, all right, is work a lot with video. Right? And why is video important now today, especially with a testimonial and creating that sense of, hey, that's the individual I want to work with?
Well, first of all, with video, it gives you that extra element. You actually hear the word seeing is believing, but you actually can visualize it. If I read something that's written, I don't know if that person wrote it. Somebody else could have written it. If I hear it, they're not there. But on camera, that authentic video speaks realness. It speaks volume. So being able to do that, and especially now, why video now? We're not traveling as much due to the scenario we're at, so video's the next best thing to do. But having that human element, being able to share your story visually, it's powerful. Text and written form are great, audio, but video takes it to that whole other humanistic engagement level.
Without a doubt. And we can also take testimonial, whether it is on any kind of the, let's just say the hybrid platforms or the different types of platforms out
face-to-face, or just pre-recorded content.
Exactly. And so we can understand that testimony is going to play an important part of what we do as real estate professionals. Really expounding the knowledge, all right, so people have a better idea. I think people like to connect. All right,
absolutely.
A face with a person, all right, and then having that they feel a little bit more directly related, okay, instead of getting a handwritten note or somewhere along the lines. Okay?
And all those come into play, but having that visual element, seeing that person, I get to know you on camera, I get to hear your testimonial, I'm more inclined to feel like I know you and maybe do business with you.
Right. So why are testimonials themselves? Let's share now the testimonial. When is the best time to get a testimonial?
Best time to get a testimonial is, one, you got to earn that right. You just don't ask for the testimonial.
That's right.
Hey, I like you. Hey, can you do a testimonial? So how do you earn that right? Great customer service, great support. And normally, your clients may come in front of you and say, hey, I'll do a testimonial on your behalf, like, I might do for you, Rich, someday. But being able to have that testimonial, earn the right, and then earn the right, you got to ask them.
Right. And I think the best time to do the testimonials, too, as well, is perhaps maybe at the closing.
At the closing, or give them a little time to see how things shake out.
Exactly. I usually tell people all the time, when I'm at the closing, there's three of the most important things I do, okay? And I added that fourth element. I look good, tell jokes, and collect money.
Right.
That's what I do. But all kidding aside, all right, I'm looking for that relationship, that long-term relationship, and binding that relationship through a testimonial. What are the things themselves that you enjoyed about the process? What are maybe 2 or simple 3 questions themselves of why me? Why did you choose me as your real estate professional? Okay? And I think that could play a tremendous role of now taking that type of testimonial and getting it out to perhaps your blogs, perhaps your social links, or maybe you're on video email.
on your website. But
Exactly.
what you just said, just to piggyback on that, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You say benchmark. Where did you start with that client or customer or whatever vernacular you want to use,
Right.
and what was the end result? But do the storytelling of the journey. I started here, things were bleak, but my hero came in and he solved my problem, and guess what? You need to have him or her solve that problem as well. So you got to share the journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to earn that. But
Well,
that's
comes out, you said earning.
story
is very
selling.
important, but it's the credibility.
Right.
We're building the level of credibility, all right, perhaps for our next client.
Right.
We're only good as our past sale.
We're only as good as our past sale. We're only good as what our clients can refer business. Because, like it or not, you can hire their best realtors, best people in business,
Right.
but you're only as good as what your customers talk about you. You're only as good as that. And the concept of referrals.
Right.
By having referrals through video that share the journey of how you make an impact and help people.
Right.
Don't sleep on that. I mean, again, I love audio. I love text. I'm a visual guy,
Right.
and we're living in this visual world.
I've seen the studies out there that individuals should be in our business or any business along the lines. They should
Sure.
be prospecting at least 65% of the day.
Prospecting, but having those visual stories to back up what you're saying.
Right.
Post sales. I think prospecting is important. Obviously,
Yeah.
you hit that number. How do you take care of the client after you closed them?
Right. Exactly.
And have them close. Have you close them, but have them do a testimonial to help you close new clients. It's
Sure.
it starts.
How
and
do we
finishes.
keep those additional clients
Referral.
in the funnel?
Right.
All right, and continue to keep that. And letting those customers or clients themselves talk about you. Because now, hey, you've got them in video.
Right.
Getting a okay for them to make sure that you're going to be
Right.
spreading this information on social networks and things of this nature.
It's about positioning, though. You got to earn the rights too. You got to
Good deal.
earn the right because a good testimonial is one thing, but a bad video is a whole other thing.
Right,
It's not a testimonial. It's more like news.
Right. Well, with
Bad news.
Doug, with today's technology, all right, it's very simple that you could take testimonials on your phone.
Sure.
Okay. With some of the latest technology and even some of the better cameras, all right, that are out there.
Right.
All right. It's easy in itself. You could possibly hook up a little technology. Maybe you want additional microphone, a better sound quality. But even the sound quality of coming from some of the products out there are very good.
Oh, it's very good. I mean, the cell phones, whether yours an Android,
Right.
a Mac, iPhone,
Exactly.
whatever the case is, but we've got the technology. But the biggest hindrance of people not doing it is not doing it.
That's right.
So you want to capture those stories. You can go into the studio and produce, but you really want it to come off real and authentic.
Right.
Not overly polished, because that's, you know what that is? That's an advertisement.
It is. It is. But we want the testimonial. The testimonial is a proof of fact.
Proof of concept, social proof.
Exactly. Yeah. We often say in the world of speaking and the world of teaching and education itself, there's 4 genres out there. Okay, it's story, content, humor, and entertainment.
Right.
All right, and that's how individuals really adhere to the particular message. And so, if you're looking at the story, the content, the humor, the level of entertainment, if you can get that inside a testimonial, guess what? You got listeners.
You got listeners, but you're telling a story.
Exactly.
In some cases, certain audiences don't want all the humor, Rich. I'm sorry, but sometimes they do. They want brass tacks. How did you solve my frickin' problem, or whatever? But you want to entertain. You want to
Exactly.
You want to educate.
Yep.
You want to inspire. You want to entertain.
Right.
And you want to keep it moving to the next client.
Exactly. Well, let's get back to that prospecting, because I think there's a lot of individuals themselves that may be listening, all right, today, that they're relatively newer in the business.
Right.
Prospecting is key, and I said before, so for any, all right, type of sales opportunity out there, all right, we should be prospecting, getting our name. It comes down to marketing, comes down to branding. And this helps, all right, through the testimonials, helps us with the branding of what it is and the types of services and skills and knowledge and expertise that we can bring to the business,
Right.
bring to the fold for our clients, or maybe those customers to client status. All right, but prospecting, we may have a lot of newer agents that are listening to this right now, and they'll turn around and say, well, prospecting, how do I use testimonials for prospecting?
Well, prospecting, first of all, people try to do this, prospecting and cold calling. Prospecting is just a series of proactive calls, whether it's a customer follow-up call,
Right.
whatever. So video comes into play because it establishes credibility and social proof.
Right.
So if people see that, then they're more engaged. Hey, I saw Rich did this with this client or customer.
Yeah.
I'm more in tune to take the call and have a conversation with them. So
Right.
video paints the picture of credibility.
Right.
It can.
And the other thing too as well, to finish up too as well, the testimonial doesn't have to be a long dissertation.
Absolutely
We're
not.
talking 30 seconds, maybe a minute, all right? Maybe tops a minute and a half, okay? But something of maybe what are the 3 things themselves, the reason why you used, or one of the 2 major importance why you use this, or me as your agent, all right, which really clarifies the fact, all right, really gets down to brass tacks of, hey, what it is you did, all right, to make a lasting impression on this client, and perhaps how they're going to be able to utilize your services or talk about you in the future. And that's where that testimonial really starts to make grabs a lot more attention out there for new clients, new prospects.
New clients can relate to the testimonial if it means something to them. Hey, I can identify with that testimonial. I can identify what that person went through. They had a problem was solved, the relationship was good. I want a piece of that as well because I watched that testimonial from a similar customer or brand or concept. So being able to identify those testimonials with the right audience, that's why it's powerful.
Good. Excellent. Doug, let's finish up. All righty?
All right.
One thing that our viewers themselves will be able to walk away from our conversation of testimonials, what's the most important?
Make sure it's a storytelling result. Make sure it brings value. Don't do random acts of video on your and for testimonials. The stories have to bring a value to your audience.
Good. I like that. I like that. Hey, well, thank you, Doug, for joining us here today, all right, and for our audience out there. Hey, this is Rich Hart. Thank you very much for joining me again in another segment. We have plenty of other segments out here that you can listen to that are relating, all right, to what we were talking about today about testimonials. If you'd like to reach out, additional information, you can reach us at info@richhart.com. That's info@richhart.com. Or you can dial us here at the studio at 888-966-0878. Again, and once again, this has been my pleasure. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you real soon. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye now.